Here we are. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, 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 and thank you, thank you, thank you. This is MattTv Late Night. It is the last work week of this month. The last work week of the month. We got Good Friday tomorrow.
Friday tomorrow.
Here's an interesting fact. We got you can't see John, but John's off camera, and I'll introduce my guest here real quick. But I don't know if you know this, but when the beginning of a month falls on a Sunday, which it does this year, there will always be a Friday the 13th.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. Anyway, my name is Matthew. I love Friday the 13th. They're some of the best movies. I'm so excited to have these two lovely people. And the reason we're on late, I know I said I was going to come on at 6 o'clock, but we had a barbecue, and we went through a read-through of some of the things we wanted to talk about, and then we had some apple pie, and here it is. Just after 8 o'clock here in the West Coast. It's 11 o'clock in the Eastern time zone and midnight, 12:30 Newfoundland. So if you're joining me live, I greatly appreciate you hanging out. We're just going to... Earlier we did this read-through and we talked for like 40 minutes. We probably should have been recording that.
It was a good one.
But this is Greg Cahoon. Greg Cahoon, I've known you for 6 years.
Yeah.
I think maybe the first time we met was down at the Polar Bear swim.
That's right,
That was
yeah.
probably
New Year's
on the
Day.
beach, yeah, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And this is his girlfriend, Candice Turmel.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a Facebook Live?
No, never.
This is my first time, too.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well the video that you did, was that something
that was
you
my cell
recorded
phone.
by?
I just
okay.
put it on the dash, yeah.
Yeah.
But that wasn't Facebook Live. You just shot a video and
That
then
was
uploaded
video,
it
yeah.
later.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would love to do more of these, though. This is exciting.
Well, I
Yeah,
think this is just the beginning of many. I need to get to mission because Greg was telling me here a few moments ago he has a green screen.
Well, he has a green screen.
I have a green screen, blue screen now, so
I'm giving it to him.
I have to go to mission. And mission from here to White Rock, how long did it take you two to get in here today?
It was about an hour.
minutes,
About an hour. There's a little bit of traffic.
There was an accident somewhere.
Yeah, rush hour, too.
Did you actually follow the GPS?
No, I went my own way.
Did you?
Yeah, I kind of went around it. And
Took the I don't think
GPS
I
was
kept
no,
telling him
you're
to
going the
follow
wrong
it,
way.
but
Yeah, I think I sent you a message and said once you get to Aldergrove, head to 16th Ave and then head west.
I went too far down with 8th.
Yeah, 8th you can go down, but then you get to 200th and you got to
get back
jigsaw
over there,
back and forth. So 16th is definitely your best road. But we're not here to talk about traffic. We're not here to talk about traffic. The director has given us one of these, and we're only 5 minutes into the show.
Oh, mine's not. It's not connecting here. I don't know
Not
if
connecting?
that's-
Okay, let me have a look here.
All right, sounds good.
Greg Cahoon, I'm sure that you can probably see that Greg is in a wheelchair, and he's gonna tell you a quick story on why he's in this wheelchair. But the real good part about this story is we're gonna try and get him to Panama. So
I can
start off with how you ended up in the situation. Just tell people a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, it was probably just like most 19-year-old guys are, and I was full of confidence, reckless guy, did whatever I want, and one day I was hanging out in my backyard pool, an above-ground pool that wasn't deep enough to be diving in, but I dove in it all the time, and that one July 25th day, dove in there, and I happened to break my neck, and it was an incredible experience. While it was happening, I went through a whole near-death experience of euphoria and this amazing, blissful feeling. I ended up drowning. My friend, Keith Thomas, he pulled me out of the pool, saved my life. And from there, I ended up spending, months and months, probably about six months at GF Strong, and 3 months in another rehab facility. And I've tried all kinds of different things to fix a spinal cord injury over the years.
Well, tell us about some of the sensations, like that immediate moment when you were in the water. And
Well,
you knew things
as
were
it
wrong.
happened, right before I jumped in, it was boiling hot out. Beautiful sunny day, clear as bell, and I just wanted to get in there. And as soon as I jumped in, it was like someone had hit me across the head with a 2x4, and this intense feeling came over because I just floated up to the surface. My arms were limp, I couldn't move. And it actually just my left hand was the only thing flapping on the water, and I knew it was this incredible feeling, it's natural, amazing, instant feeling where I knew I was going to die. There was no way out, no way whatsoever. It was like, this is it.
Any sadness?
No, it wasn't. Okay, so what happened was everything just faded away. No bills, no work, no problems with anything. It just I can describe it as a pink warm blanket that just kind of wrapped me up, and everything was okay. Everything was going to be okay. And I held my breath because I was still conscious. And as I started, my body just went into natural convulsions trying to get air, so it released air and started breathing full lungs of water until there was no air, just breathing water. And I just let go, man, and it was okay. Everything was good. I was slipping away. My friend Keith, who, God bless him, was coherent enough to open his eyes. We were just standing on the poolside, sees me floating down there, jumps in there. This guy, the way he grabbed me was with his forearm under my diaphragm, right? And so when he did that, it expelled the water out of my lungs. He didn't even know, right? So he just grabbed me, slams me up on the deck. I could barely speak. My lungs were collapsed.
He doesn't know about your head injury.
He didn't know about a spinal cord injury or anything like that. Basically, the way he grabbed me saved my life. It expelled the water from my lungs. I had collapsed lungs at this point. I could barely speak. And he was on the phone immediately. Helicopter was arranged. I was in the hospital within 25 minutes of breaking my neck. Absolutely insane. It took 8 minutes for the helicopter to get from Vancouver to Aldergrove, and 8 minutes to get there and back. And that's when the journey began, you know, a month and a half in ICU, machines and tubes and doctors, and just poking and prodding at you and tearing you apart, and being, you know, 19, 20 years old, from having all the ability in the world to being in your own personal prison that you can take with you. You know, you're just, you know, I was just a head. I couldn't even feel anything, and slowly sensations started coming back, and I thought, oh, I'm going to get out of here. I can feel my toes. I can feel things again. You know, my legs are moving. But it just kind of leveled off after 6 months, and a year later, you know, it's taken me years to get this strong. Like, it's just a practice thing, you know. And at the time, there's no way to actually fix a spinal cord injury. And I tried so many different things, and it was just a real journey. Being isolated to the chair, I started learning more. I started reading books, kind of wondering what's going on here, you know. I remember I was looking at the stars, and I'm thinking, wait a second, what the heck's going on here? How am I even here? What is this? How is anything happening? What is going on? So I started learning, and it led me on this really amazing spiritual journey, and it gave me the hope and the belief that there would be a way to fix this, because I really believe anything is possible. After all the things I read and all the amazing experiences I've had, I know that anything is possible. So I always believed that something would come along. And there was a few times where you just lose hope, you know. You're like, this is so crazy. Oh, I can't believe this, you know. And
like self-pity?
Oh, self-pity. You blame yourself. You know, things I could have done. I wish I had a time machine. All these different things, you know. And basically, I realized that I've become more myself than I ever would have if I hadn't have broke my neck. I would have just kept on going down this path of ego, and basically when I humbled myself by just realizing that I'm not even my body, I'm this guy using this body, I'm the spirit, you know. And it's amazing stuff. So
for sure,
years went by, amazing experiences, loved my life, changed my life forever, and she believed in me fully. And I think that probably her belief created stem cells is what happened. You know, that's what's going on. And so we met, and all these really great things happened. And
weird synchronicities.
You actually were the ones that found it. Yeah, the synchronicities.
Yeah, tell people a little bit about that, and how much does this guy mean to you? Right?
Oh, yeah, the world. The absolute world, yeah.
We have synchronicities all the time, and it's super weird. We see number 333 everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of numerology and just
Numerology, okay.
Yeah, cool stuff, man. We have a cool time. We like the same subjects. It's like we're the same person, except she's a female version of me.
Well, for those that are watching the program, I just met Candice here, 3 hours ago?
Yeah.
So, and to see Greg and Candice together, you don't have to be a genius to figure out that there's chemistry there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's for sure.
So you've been, and I just want to apologize to the audience right now. The iPhone is quite a ways away from me. The 10-year-old laptop has not given me a reception. So please leave questions. When the broadcast is over, we'll post it, and I'll leave it up to these two to answer your questions. We did have a lot of things that we wanted to talk about tonight. But like I said, this is just the beginning of, I would love to get together once a week or twice a month or whatever.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, with the internet, you can just take this program wherever. Yeah. But that being said, so leave your comments, and at the end of the broadcast, within the next few hours, we'll make sure that we answer your questions. But this is inspiration in a physical form right here. I just love this guy.
Thank you.
So you two you're on this incredible journey, and the reason I have you on this broadcast is because you want to, and you will, continue this journey years down the road, but you'll be doing it walking.
That's right.
So let's really educate me and educate the audience on, I want to make sure I pronounce it correctly, mesenchymal stem cells.
Yeah, mesenchymal
stem cells. So let's just, like I said, let's use this as an educational tool. Yeah. And let's just try and educate the people on what's going on, because I promise you, I guarantee you, the people that are watching this program, you're seeing Greg Cahoon in a wheelchair, but by the end of the year, if not sooner, he just needs to raise $50,000 to get to Panama, to stay there for a month, to have the ability to walk again. So that is like the main reason that we're doing this program. So it's one thing to say that you can go to Panama and be injected with stem cells and walk again, but let's talk about the reality of that. Works. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
First I should say is that it was Mel Gibson's dad that she told me about. She's like, Mel Gibson's dad went to the Panama Stem Cell Institute. He was like kidney failure, hip problems, 92 years old, and they gave him the juice, man. And the guy's totally healed.
Yeah, he's 96 now. He's just totally fine. Doesn't need a hip replacement anymore. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they use something called mesenchymal stem cells, which are found all throughout your body. And you're born with a lot of them, and as you get older, they start depleting. And so at the Stem Cell Institute, they inject them directly into your spinal cord, and they give it to you intravenously and with physical therapy sessions, and it actually regenerates your tissue that's already there. So it doesn't recreate tissue, it just is a regenerative tool. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, they're incredible. They have incredible results, and there's a bunch of spinal cord injuries people with spinal cord injuries who have walked again after getting the mesenchymal stem cells. There's MS patients,
blind,
cerebral palsy.
Thousands, like what, 26,000 people can now see due to these stem cells.
Yeah.
So everything that we're talking about, we will put a link up. We're not just going to sit here and fill you full of BS. We'll put links up. There's there's a lot of stuff that you're going to see on YouTube, and you just have to sort through it and figure it out for yourself. But none of this is fake news. This is real stuff here. So again, just so stoked that you're here. Okay, Panama. So I just learned tonight that I knew it was 50,000, but I didn't know that you had already made contact with the institution. You already had spoken with the doctor, and he's like, "You're a candidate. You're good to go. You just need X amount of dollars."
Yeah, they've given us the quote of 50,000, and that quote is honored for 3 months. And it might not, even if it's after 3 months, it's probably not going to increase.
It's probably not going to increase that much. Maybe a little bit,
But that's the goal. We're almost at $4,000 right now, and there's fundraisers, there's 50-50 draws, and we're just hoping to come across somebody who's like, hey, I got 50,000, here you go, kind of thing. But it's just everybody who's helped so far, and everybody who will help is helping me be able to dance with her, you know what I mean? Come on.
Yeah, for sure.
I got a tango, man.
But, Greg, there are people out there, and I've never met them personally, but I'll give you the best example that I can. Mm-hmm. Like, MattTv, I've been doing this for a year, and my show has always been modeled after the generosity of Ellen DeGeneres and the down-to-earth fun of Jimmy Fallon. Like, Jimmy Fallon's just on there having fun with his friends.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't get political. Yeah. And I call her Ellen So Generous because she just helps ordinary people.
Yeah.
Like, yes, she has celebrities on there, and they're very rarely are they on there plugging their movies. They're usually on there because they represent an organization or a charity.
Yeah.
And they're there. Well, Ellen's going to give you $50,000, so my organization, we're going to match that.
Yeah.
So,
Ellen, are you listening?
You know what we're going to do? Like, there is no reason why this broadcast, when it's done, it can't be shared on her page.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So that's what I plan on doing when this is done. So if you wanted to say something to Ellen right now, like,
Ellen, I love you.
Yeah, she's just amazing.
Always have.
She's just so amazing. She's just a loving being.
Yeah.
So
I've had dreams, and I've actually written down that I would love to be on Ellen DeGeneres' show. I always thought it'd be great, man. The dancing and stuff, it's a great show.
It's an excellent energy.
It's a very happy show.
Oh man, totally. Yeah. Loved her in Top Gun too. Honestly, a lot of people don't remember that.
She was in Top Gun?
Yeah, she was Goose's wife.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow. That's another piece of trivia I didn't know.
Yeah.
I think I've only seen that movie once.
Pretty sure she's Goose
me
the
too.
Slave. Don't quote me on that, man.
Awesome.
Pretty sure.
Again, I apologize for the phone being back as far as it is. I just wanted you to understand the situation that Greg is in. So let's talk more about Panama. You're going to be there for a month. So from the moment you arrive at the airport, where do you go from there?
Basically, the Hilton Hotel is across the street from the Panama Stem Cell Institute. And the Panama Stem Cell Institute is about 16,000 square feet, state-of-the-art technology. It's a former U.S. military base, and it's a deactivated military base, and turned into this amazing place.
Who founded it? Sorry, who founded it, and how long has it been?
I think it was
Not
Dr.
sure.
Neil Reardon. I believe that he started the Panama Stem Cell Institute. Him and a few other doctors. I think.
That's where they do all the ex-U.S. Army base is where they do all the laboratory stuff. But
they do the huge lab. And
they do the injections on the 63rd floor of a 65-story building.
Yeah.
And that's exciting. I like
that's
an
adventure in itself.
Like
Just
that
the elevator ride up.
I'm going to get stem cells at the top of this elevator. This is crazy.
That's got to be symbolic in some way.
Man.
Yeah,
to take you up to that height where you can just oversee everything, knowing that when you descend, you're gonna walk out.
That's right. Yeah, it's exciting. So when you get there, you over a month-long time, I think it's 8 injections. And what do you call an injection into the spinal cord?
Intrathecal?
Intrathecal
and then intravenous is
and then
when you
intravenous.
get in the,
Intravenous one is good because it just courses through your whole body, through your brain, through your organs. Just gives you an overall boost.
And they'll go to wherever it needs to be.
Whatever.
Anything that needs regenerating. If your heart muscle needs regenerating, the mesenchymal stem cells will find their way there. They're so smart,
It's an amazing cell. It's what is it called? A pluripotent
cell.
A pluripotent cell, which means that it basically can create anything.
And that's actually the difference. We were talking about this earlier. It's the difference between the embryonic stem cells and the adult stem cells. Mm-hmm. Is that the embryonic ones are pluripotent, so they can become any cell, whereas adult stem cells can only become kind of what they're taken from, I guess.
Okay.
I think that's how it works, but
that makes sense. Okay.
So they can just multiply way faster, and they become any cell that you need it to be. So,
that's the good stuff. And hey, you know what? You're in Panama. The weather's beautiful for sure, and I mean, a month long with these amazing people. There'll be other people there for sure, recovering from cerebral palsy and MS, and they're just going to be full of inspiration. It's going to be amazing to be around all these people who are like,
I know,
five, man,
we'll probably make friends and stuff.
More importantly than me being healed, than me getting to Panama and anyone helping with this donation is tell your family about it. If you know anybody who is elderly and or has certain types of cancers, or like I said, MS and cerebral palsy, even autism, things like that, get your family there. Figure it out how you can do it. Help yourself if you have an injury. Don't even worry about me. If you guys got to get yourself there or do whatever you can, this technology exists now because it's 2018, and this is like the future. The future is right now, and why not? Right? We're here. We're here. We're doing this, and there was a story I just heard the other day. I think yesterday, the day before, a fella who was paralyzed at T8, I guess it was.
Yeah,
and he was completely paralyzed for over 10 years. And I should mention that the most success with the stem cells and spinal cords is within the first 6 months of the injury because it's so fresh. It's heals faster or whatever it is. And so it was kind of discouraging. I was like, man, first 6 months I've been paralyzed 8 years. But this fella was completely paralyzed for 10 years. Got the juice. Within a month, he's standing.
Yeah.
Within a month, so holy man, that is
There's
crazy.
a video, actually. We'll link it up after.
Yeah, that's super
cool.
cool.
we'll put up a bunch of stuff. That's just...
that's amazing.
Yeah.
And like, we kind of did a read-through earlier tonight just to kind of get a grasp on some of the things that we were going to talk about. We're going to leave most of it out just because of time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I just completely lost my track of thought. What was I going to say?
Panama or something.
Panama.
Where were we?
John had the cue cards and he dropped them. And, sometimes I'll do that. I'll watch a program and I'll get sidetracked, or someone will leave a comment saying, "Hey, you were talking about this." I'm like, oh. But honestly, I don't know what direction I was going in.
Well, we're talking about the people. The testimonials is amazing. We're going to put some links for that.
Also, the pharmaceutical industry and why stem cells aren't in Canada and America.
Well, yeah, that's the read about. When we were talking about it earlier, we got talking about it. Kind of led right into, because I said I'm 45 and I've never even heard of this before, and I base my show on current events, and it's largely in part because of Big Pharmacare.
Well, there's
the argument could be made for that.
Well, certainly there's certain pharmaceutical companies, which I won't mention any names because I'm probably not allowed to do that. But they create medicine to reduce inflammation and different things that can only be fixed by what they say is their medicine, this pharmaceutical pill, this drug. And what happens in the Panama Stem Cell Institute is they can give you injections of stem cells into these certain areas, which will completely eradicate and dissolve that inflammation, which would make that pharmaceutical drug completely obsolete. So
no more money.
When you have these big corporations generate billions and billions, like hundreds of billions of dollars a year off of people being sick. If you can heal those people, then the pharmaceutical companies are going to lose. And you got to remember that these pharmaceutical corporations are friends with the media corporations, which all the media is controlled by 6 major corporations. And so if you're friends with the media and you're friends with the pharmaceutical company, you're going to help each other out. So you're not going to put all over the news like stem cells exist, go get these, you're going to be amazingly healed. They're not going to do that. And
well, they're working with the government.
They're working with the government, the taxes,
it's
the
all
money.
About money. It all comes down. At the end of the day,
it
all comes down to money.
Yeah, so no one's talking about regenerative medicine. It's all about taking a pill to cover up a symptom, but it'll create another symptom that you have to take another pill for because it's more money in their pocket. And
money.
So
the last 30 seconds of any medication ad that you hear on TV, the last 30 seconds are side effects.
And they're like laughing and they're all happy.
May cause blindness, may cause death.
You could die.
They're watching a sunset and they're like, it may cause cancer or kidney failure. And
it's like, how do you deal with your depression? It may cause a rash that just takes over your whole body. Your hair falls out. It's like,
you start vomiting blood.
Yeah. We got another drug for that though. Don't worry.
Thought you were depressed. Now you have a rash. You're covered in hair.
You're a man. You're gonna grow breasts. If you're a woman, you're gonna grow something else. You know, just take this pill for this. They got pills for everything. They got pills for pills.
But they all mask a symptom instead of actually fixing the problem. So. For you, I mean, stem cells is fixing the actual core issue as opposed to just masking it with medication or, I'll take care of my nerve pain through medication. Well, that medication will cause you to have another symptom and then...
Certainly, I went through that too, nerve medication and anti-spasticity medication, and it just dulls you. Oh, getting away from it is so hard.
Well, let's just quickly move away from the big pharma industry and get into alternative healing.
Wow, I think that's...
Switch the gear.
Well, there's meditation and affirmations are really important to do.
The vibration you're in is really important.
Yeah, the vibration that you're in is so important. And
well, we're all energy. We're all operating on a frequency.
Yeah, certainly.
Like, what frequency do you want to be on? Do you want to be way down there with the CEOs and the Pharmacare? Or do you want to be up here?
Yeah, on the 63rd floor.
Yeah. But you do that as well, right?
Yeah, well, I just started, so I just finished my Reiki level 1, and that's just energy healing, and
which I highly recommend.
Yes,
I highly recommend that.
I do too. And I'm using sound healing, so it's called acutonics, and so I use tuning forks, and basically your body will vibrate at the same frequency as the tuning forks, so it's kind of like a reset to your whole body. And sound healing is proven to, I mean, it's amazing for you.
It makes sense. It's a vibrating structure, a molecular structure.
Yeah.
Your hand is really a sieve. It's just a bunch of molecules stuck together. Your whole body is vibrating, and whatever you think affects it. So your thoughts are vibrations as well.
Yeah. Exactly.
Let's talk about that. Tell us the story. You already told us a story about the rice.
Oh.
Tell us about
the rice experiment.
Putting positive thoughts out there and putting negative thoughts out there, because it works both ways. There's been a lot of situations back home where people need like healing vibes and whatever, so collectively we do that. So let's just illustrate The power of words and energy.
Yeah.
Based on the late Dr. Emoto, who's a Japanese scientist who studied water and the effects of thought on water. And what he found is, in his laboratory, which he kept at -5 degrees Celsius, they would get water from all over the world, and they would freeze it and study under a microscope the structure, the geometric and molecular structure of the water. And what they found was really quite amazing, that if you said negative things or just even thought negative things towards, say, a cup of water, and you froze that cup of water and you looked at it, the structure of the molecules would be completely distorted and discolored. And
discolored's interesting.
Discolored as well, yes. So if you said positive words like "I love you" to the water, it would dramatically change the water, even if it was already negative before. You could look at it before and after. You said "I love you" to the water, or even just thought "I love you" and blessed it. The geometric structure would be almost perfect, hexagonal.
Beautiful
snowflakes,
geometrical shapes. Yeah.
So the rice experiment is what I recommend all you people at home to try this out for yourselves. You can even look on YouTube and just type up the rice experiment. And what you do is you take 2 cups, you fill them both with rice, and then you fill that with water right up to the top. And
are you refilling it with water or just one watering?
Just one
watering. Just one watering, fill it up so that the rice and water are the same level. And you can write the word "I love you" or "love and gratitude" on one cup, and the other cup you can just leave it alone or write negative words such as hatred or things like that. What I did is actually I wrote a really angry letter in all capital letters, and I taped it to the one that was being negative, and the other one I wrote a love letter to, and I said "I love you," and I put the 2 jars beside each other, and every day I would leave the house and I would say "I love you" to one, and I would just be like, get out of here to the other one. Well, it was really...
That's not what you said earlier.
I said it was really bad. So I yelled at the other one, and it got out of hand. So after about 4 days, the negative water started developing black spots of mold, whereas the water with love was completely unaffected and white. Well, I have to tell you, folks, the negative water did not even make it 2.5 weeks. It became completely putrid and black and green. Whereas 8 inches away was a cup with love, and it was actually fermenting and starting to turn a gold color, and it smelled pleasant. And that's a fact. And
I'm going to try that.
Oh, everybody
really
try
cool.
it. You can look it up on YouTube. Just type up the rice experiment. And I actually urge all of you to check out Dr. Masaru Emoto's work. He is author of the book A Miracle of Water, where you can find all these different pictures and images of different words that have been said to water in the structure. Love and gratitude is the best combination of words to make the most structure.
Love and gratitude,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, and so different music too. You play heavy metal music to the water, it kind of distorts it as well, but if you play like Bach and Beethoven, it makes beautiful structures.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to see how that works.
Yeah.
And water has been, like the Fukushima meltdown was a terrible, devastating thing for the water, and they actually did experiments with the water there before and after. They took before Fukushima and prayed to it. They had monks pray to the water, and they looked at it after, and they were able to cure it. So it's funny, actually, July 25th is International Appreciation for Water Day, and that was the day that I broke my neck and drowned in the water. And I think that maybe the water saved my life somehow. It gave me a chance. I don't know what happened there.
Nice.
That is super strange.
There's such thing as coincidence.
Yeah. So that's my day, the water, you know. And I've always been a water guy. I was on a competitive swim team.
Well, what's your sign? Like,
I'm a Libra.
Well, you're an air sign,
Yeah, but I'm right on the cusp of Virgo.
Yeah.
I'm an Aquarian, but I'm right on the cusp. I'm right on the cusp of. I'm January 25th.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you're almost Capricorn.
Yeah, and Jen is Capricorn. She's on the 14th.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just on the cusp. But Aquarians, I don't know, they're flighty and.
We're a little bit eccentric, yeah.
Yeah.
We can be. Humanitarian.
I'm going to be eccentric when I'm older.
But
listen, I want to thank you for all the live views. We're just going to recap the most important part of this program. This is my good buddy Greg. He's in a wheelchair. He has the opportunity to go to Panama. It's all set up. The facility is there. They've been treating thousands of people. People that can't walk are going to this facility, and a month and some change later, they are walking out.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. True. So it should happen for this guy. The doctor is like, you are a candidate for it. You just need X amount of dollars. He's trying to raise $50,000 Canadian. I don't expect to be raised overnight. But all you need to do, even if you can't contribute financially, and that is fine. There are so many people out there that, everyone needs help. There's a lot of organizations that need help. All you need to do is just share. Mm-hmm. All you need to do is hit share on this video and just see where it goes. Yeah. Because that's how it happens. Yeah. That's how it works. It's
networking. And someone sees
networking. Yes, this is networking like in the 21st century.
Yeah, there's also a GoFundMe page that I have, and if you go to GoFundMe.com and type Human in Motion, that's the name of the fundraiser. It's called Human in Motion.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to link for that. And it's just a really amazing thing. I had something else I was going to say, but now I lost it.
But listen, this will just be the first. I think it's if I can be a part of this journey, maybe not necessarily physically with you there, but Facebook has the technology now. If you're on your iPhone in Panama or whatever, and you're watching this broadcast, I can invite you to join it, and it's a split screen.
Awesome.
Just like I'd be like the Canadian version of Anderson Cooper.
Yeah, that would be wicked.
So that's
way better.
Yeah, that's great.
So that's the power of technology.
Yeah,
we can do phone interviews, or we can just split screen. I was chatting with a buddy of mine in Chicago here a few weeks ago. And it's just kind of, I think it's fairly new on Facebook. So just make use of the technology. Mm-hmm. Anything final you want to say?
I remembered what I was going to say.
Okay, cool.
I had two things to say. Go back to that Dr. Emoto thing. The one point I wanted to make about the rice experiment is that our bodies are comprised of mostly water. So you have to think about that effect on the rice, what is happening there, and that your body is full of water. And another thing, folks, a lot of people are dehydrated and they don't even know it. Try and step up the water and see how you feel. If you drink an extra liter of water a day, you'll be amazed at in 2 weeks how you feel. Mm-hmm. And another thing I wanted to say is, when I go to Panama, if I'm not walking in a month, it doesn't matter. I definitely will get success from this, even if it's getting ab control or the use of the dexterity of my fingers, just to be able to get in and out of a shower or hop in and out of my truck easier, just make things a little bit easier, because there has been people who have had up to 3 or 4 treatments because of their severity of their spinal cord injury, and it goes in stages. Right away they get their fingers moving again, they get the abs, and their functions just all come back. And it can happen in one shot, or it can happen in 2 shots, kind of thing. Yeah. But it definitely will take pain away. It'll give me just the freedom I've been just dreaming about for so long, and I took it for granted when I was 20. And you know what? A lot of people do. They don't even realize it. I didn't know how valuable it is to be able to just move around this world with ease. And I just love everybody helping, and I want to spread the word so that it can help other people. And thank you so much for listening to this, and God bless you all.
Yeah, sometimes it can be hard to listen to the program, but not tonight. Not tonight. No, that was a lot of fun. Look, we'll just let it roll here just for a couple more minutes. Thank you so much for coming in, man. And one final thing. I made apple pie tonight. Yeah. Thank you. You're such a lovely person. And our stagehand, John, behind the camera. Yeah. But I made apple pie. The reason we were so late, I had a barbecue and some apple pie. But I made apple pie today. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give apple pie? It was my grandmother's recipe.
For sure. 10.
The Germans give it an 8.9. I give it a 10 though.
It was amazing.
Awesome.
It was amazing.
Just off camera, I hear a number. John says
9.
That's a solid number, man.
Awesome. Okay, that's going to do it for us. You will be seeing way more of Mr. Great Cahoon and his girlfriend, Candice Turmel. Hopefully, maybe the next broadcast will be out in Mission. I'm really excited. He said green screen. I'm like, ding. Yeah. And I was thinking teleprompter. No, teleprompter, that was just... I burned the motor out on that. I had the light bulb.
We could get John with the cards, Get the cards going.
Cards?
Big cards with this words.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just...
Oh, that...
yeah. Subject change.
I'd go through a show. He'd be burning through them.
Yeah.
Thanks for the live views. Thanks for hanging out on this. We are on the eve. Well, for many of you, it's a Good Friday. So, Good Friday. Don't forget what Easter is about. Easter is not about Easter egg hunts and chocolate bunnies. What? So, no. Have a great weekend. Be safe. If you are if you're out at a friend's house and you're having some drinks, be the designated driver or just plan ahead. We want everyone to come back to work on Monday. Yes?
Call a cab, folks.
Yeah, call a cab. Thank you so much, Greg, Candice, John. That's going to do it for me. We'll do another Matt TV when I feel like doing one. We're going to put a bunch of links up here at the end of this broadcast. So everything we talked about, there will be links up. Information on Greg and his amazing journey. And I'll probably edit a little bit of this out and send it off to Ellen. But just the last thing I can say is just share this broadcast. And I apologize for not reading your comments. I will make sure that Greg and Candace spend some time here within the next couple days or so. And if you have any questions, they'll have a look at them and answer as best they can. But some links coming up here real quick. Have a great weekend. My name is Matthew. This is Matt TV. Now and always from sea to sea.
Bless you all.